So I'm filming this video a few days after the Kyle Rittenhouse, whatever the fuck his name is, verdict that was released, which is absolute bullshit and not at all okay, and a huge slap in the face from this country's justice system. Not that it's entirely surprising, but it's still absolutely disgusting and horrible. So make sure you're checking out those links down in the description. I guess now more so than ever. Because whatever we can do to help the vulnerable communities that are listed below is going to be appreciated because the justice system isn't doing what it needs to do. So we are going to do what we need to do. Have faith in other humans and reach out and be an ally. Hello Friendzies, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing an episode of Animal Crossing lore, which has not been done for a month or so. God, when is the last time I did that video? It was about Rover and like planes, trains, and automobiles. That was the last episode of this. Today we're gonna do an episode about Gulliver, and we're gonna talk about Gulliver's history. I don't know if people find Gulliver super annoying as they do other NPCs. I think I've seen other people like think he's annoying, so I want to do a cute little video about him to just tell you his history and tell you that he's actually kind of a cool dude. I mean, personally, I don't wake him up every time he's on the beach on my island. I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but we're going to talk about Gulliver today, so let's get into his history. In the first Animal Crossing game, Gulliver is a sailor, as he is how we know him in New Horizons. He's a sailor, and the whole idea for Gulliver is, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on this, but I believe that Nintendo has always modeled him after the story of Gulliver's Travels. That would explain the name, and it would also explain why he's always a sailor that gets washed off of his boat during some kind of storm, or he fell off the side because he was looking at something. It's always something like kind of a funny excuse as to why he's asleep on your beach. And he's always bringing you like rare items from all over the world. Like he brings you, I know some of the items you could get in past games and also in this game is like the Easter Island head. You can get the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You can get the, is it the Arc de Triomphe? Is that the one from France, or is it a different arch? Is it New Horizons? I think it's New Horizons where you can get like the veil and everything, like different outfit pieces that are considered rare items because they're from, I guess, countries or worlds that we wouldn't necessarily be able to get them from ahead of time. So Gulliver's always been doing that, but in Wild World, Gulliver's always done that, but in Wild World, Nintendo changed what they do, and they made Gulliver an astronaut, and that continued into Animal Crossing City Folk, which I personally think was my favorite iteration of Gulliver because it made him seem like a little alien instead of just like a normal seagull. And I don't know about Wild World for sure, but I know in City Folk I hardly ever got Gulliver because he was a very rare NPC and you'd had to shoot him down with your slingshot. And you had the best chance of being able to shoot him down with your slingshot if you had the golden slingshot, which was harder to get in City Folk and older Animal Crossing games. But yeah, he was in a spaceship, and the thing is, his spaceship was always kind of broken when he was flying over, which is why he was like so close with the spaceship to your town. But you would hit him down with the slingshot, and when he would land, poor thing, you'd have to help him find pieces of his spaceship. So instead of just helping him find communicator parts or pieces of like, what was it in other games? I know it was his communicator parts. Oh, actually, I lied. In past games, before Wild World, when he is an astronaut, in past games, you just wake him up off the beach and he gives you a present. But in Wild World and then City Folk, he is specifically looking for pieces of his spaceship to repair it. Just like in New Horizons, if you're playing, that he has communicator parts that you have to dig up on the beach. It was his spaceship pieces that I believe you dig up out of the ground or you find on the beach. I don't remember off the top of my head. And then back into New Leaf. I always get New Leaf and New Horizons confused when I'm talking about them. In New Leaf, he is back to being a sailor. But in New Leaf, it was like slightly different because usually how you talk to Gulliver when he washes up in the beach is you just constantly talk to him, but New Leaf had a megaphone, which I always really liked, and you could like speak into, I believe it was the 3DS specifically, I don't know if the DS had this mechanic, but the 3DS had like a microphone so you could yell his name into it. I used to run around with the megaphone in my town looking for specific villagers, being like, "Hey Eugene, where you at?" But there was a megaphone and you could just yell into the megaphone and it would wake him up sooner. And the thing with New Leaf is what Gulliver would do is he would give you a hint to like where he came from. He would never outright say like where the last place he was, but if you guessed it right, he would claim he had memory problems, and if you guessed it right, the next day he would send you in the mail a gift. So he would say something, oh, what was the thing? He'd talk about tulips. He would say, you know, like fields of red tulips, and then the next day you would get a windmill, because I believe it was Holland, Amsterdam. I don't remember which option they gave you in the game, but it was something like that. And he would say things about like Italy, about France, and like I said, I think you could get what is it? It's like the pole, the North Pole thing that's like in some Christmas movies, like it's in the Santa Claus movies to like signal the North Pole. He would talk about like penguins and polar bears and like something about like, did he ever mention the reindeer? What's his name? Jingle in Animal Crossing? I don't remember, but he would mention something like that, and then you'd get like the North Pole thing. It was very, very cute, and I believe he also gave you traditional like Japanese masks that were used for different things as well. Those were some of the clothing options. And then now in New Horizons we have Gulliver and we have Captain Gulliver. I'm not convinced they're two different seagulls. I am in my head, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but I think that Gulliver and Gulliver are the same seagull. I could be wrong, but I really do think it's Gulliver just being a goof. Nintendo could straight up be like, no, they're two separate seagulls. I don't know if I would believe Nintendo, though. So yeah, there's another episode of Animal Crossing lore. Quick and easy, just wanted to talk about Gulliver, because like I said, I don't remember if he's one that people find annoying, and because I knew I was doing an episode of Animal Crossing lore, I was just having an argument with my group chat about how Tom Nook is not a fucking crook. Go watch that episode. I don't do a lot of his actual lore, I just do a lot of Tom Nook apologizing. He's not a bad person. He's very good to you. You just need to listen. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoy these types of videos, because I will do more Animal Crossing lore videos if there's something you enjoy, and I will do other video game lore videos because I am a huge fan of video game lore. It's like my super special interest, and I might even start delving into lore for like comics and different movies if other people are interested, because I do find lore and story building fascinating. I've done one about not the Sims games themselves, but a Sims story that somebody's made. I will put a card up for that because that's something I really enjoy. But yeah, let me know if you like these kind of lore videos, and if you do, I will keep making them. I'll probably keep making them regardless, but if you're excited about them, I want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Filming quite a bit later than usual today, and I'm sure you can tell because I am sleepy.